Oh yeah, you're going to want to make sure that you keep an eye on these. Make sure you guys smash the link, grab out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So we're going to be starting off over here with the Galaxy Eyes Cipher X Dragon. Now, for those of you that have forgotten how this thing works, it's 2 level 10 monsters to make it. Hi, Ryuji. How are you? So once per turn, you can also exceed summon Galaxy Eyes Cipher X Dragon by using a Cipher Dragon monster you control as material. Well, that's not really that much of a problem. You can detach 2 materials from this card. Your opponent cannot target light monsters you control with card effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. And then once per turn, during your standby phase, you can return 1 rank 9 or lower Dragon Exceed monster from your graveyard to the extra deck. Then you can special summon that monster from your extra deck by using this card you control as material. Now, this is going to look like a lot of a nothing burger here, but the main things that we're caring about here are we are able to detach 2 to make it so your opponent can't target your light monsters. You're also getting a big 4,000 attack monster that can roll on into a Zeus, which is also pretty good. And you've also got to remember, if you're playing Ryuji, you need to have access to some very strong, very large boss monsters out here that can kind of cover your ground, especially post, all the craziness that is Alliance Inside out here. I think Galaxy Eyes Cipher X Dragon is a fantastic addition to the already existing pool of things. It's just one of those cards that I think you're going to want to have. It just checks all of the marks for a frickin' really good card. And for everything that I've said here, I think you're going to want to have it. I've been trying to keep up with as much Ryuji innovation as I can out here because there's a lot. They've really been cooking up some crazy things. And then we have Trishula, the Dragon of Icy Imprisonment. Now you're probably like, Robbie, what in the hell are we doing with this card? So remember, it's 3 monsters with different names. Okay. Must be either fusion summoned or using only monsters in your hand or field. Or specials from the extra deck by banishing the above cards that you control. That line is going to be very important. If this card is special summoned using only monsters that were originally dragons, you can reveal and banish 3 cards, 1 from your deck, 1 from the top of your opponent's deck, and 1 from their extra deck. Now, you can only use the effect of Trishula, the Dragon of Icy Imprisonment, once per turn. Now, keep in mind, the thing that's seeing play with this has actually been Dragon Rulers. I actually was very, very intrigued out here with the idea of seeing this card pop up because I can banish, if I've got some Dragon Rulers up and running, we can actually get those bad boys banished from the field, make this, and then we're going to banish, 3 things. One from our deck, 1 from the top of our opponent's deck, and 1 card from the top, or from your opponent's or extra deck. So that's not going to be like too crazy out here, but I got to tell you, man, this is another option. And I know you're excited. You're like, oh my gosh, we can Dragon Rulers. I mean, the OCG has been cooking up these 60 card Dragon Ruler variants. They've been so excited to test and do some crazy things out here with these decks. Like, I've been pretty impressed by the hive mind that the OCG has been messing around with out here with this stuff. And especially when I saw this, I was like, oh man, that's a tech choice that I don't necessarily want to miss out on. You want to have that being a strong option for you to be able to have access to. So I wanted to bring that up because personally, I think that's good. Tidal, the Dragon Ruler of Water. Yeah. You're probably like, why in the world are we just talked about Dragon Rulers. Well, this one's actually for Crystron. So most of these Crystron builds out of the OCG have been testing out using Tidal. And the TCG never really batted an eye at Tidal at all. And I was always kind of intrigued by this idea. I'm like, okay, so why are we not looking at this for Christian on our side? The TCG, we've done the Adventure Package, we've done Terror Top, Takum Tumborg, and Cherubini. Those have been probably your big ones. And then, you kind of started to see a little bit of an experiment out of the last YCS out here, where the only Crystron deck to actually succeed in top was actually none other than actually playing a singular copy of Tidal, which now brings me back to the question of, Tidal's back on the menu now. That means that if Tidal's back, that means that maybe people need to be looking at this and actually giving it some consideration out here. And that's exactly what I want to bring up today. All right, if you are a Crystron duelist out here and you are trying to find some secret tech to try to make the deck better, I think that Tidal might be that thing for you. OCG ratios I've seen are usually playing 2 of this, but the other thing is, like, Tidal also is a major easy point to help make Baron, like, so very easily to make Baron, and we don't have access to Baron. So Tidal doesn't necessarily get that value, but you're using the Tidal to get the mill anyway out of the deck. So that's more of what, you know, you want to be caring about, is that specific mill resource, so you can actually get those pieces, so you can actually, you know, guessed it, play the game. Okay, interesting. Mischief of the Gnomes. This is not a very strange card that we need to be talking about, but it's one that I've been seeing show up more and more out here. So this turn, reduce the levels of all monsters in each player's hands by 1, even after they are summoned or set. That's very interesting. We can banish this card from the graveyard. This turn, reduce the level of all monsters in each player's hand by 1, even after their normal summoned or set. Ah, yes. The anti-Rizal card that gets into the level manipulation side of things in the hand that just can be used twice. Alright, and the fact that I can use this with no once per turn restriction on it is freaking hilarious, man. Rizal has 0 way to navigate with 3-star monsters. Back in older days, you know, had you had seen something like this showing up, players would have started to try to play rank 3s to counteract this. We've seen it, but because Rizal actually locks you into rank 4, you don't even get the opportunity to bring counter picks to the table. This was actually saw in the Paleo build out of the weekend. Was actually trying out the idea of this, which I don't think, once again, that this is a bad idea. I think as a side deck card, this is actually pretty good. This card might actually be better than Dimensional Barrier, all things considered. So if you have not picked up Mischief of the Gnomes for whatever reason, or you're just like, I don't believe in the gnomes, I mean, that's okay, but I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice just by simply not having this card be available to you as an option to simply play the game. And then we have Salesman. I've been keeping an eye on this card, and it just recently showed up again out of Japan. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, why does this card keep showing up? You know, we've reached the point right now that hand traps are so problematic in the game that people are looking to cards like Salesman to be able to stop your opponent from actually, you know, interrupting you. I too love being able to declare Ash Blossom, Droll, and Lockbird. The only downside is for the rest of the duel, I can't apply those card effects. But that's fine, because it doesn't matter. If I can set up, and I've built my board, I'm not even worried about those cards, man. Those cards are irrelevant past turn 1. Salesman's existence is there to stop your opponent from using punishing effects that can stop you. You can also declare Rizal Detonator on the field, and that Detonator's not doing shit for the rest of the turn. Alright, oh no, I can't Detonator for the rest. It doesn't matter. Alright, your purpose is to clear up these stupid cards so that you can actually play the game. And that's why I think Salesman is becoming more and more of a power card out here for that idea, because you're able to use it to counter these strategies to be able to just play the game, and that's good. But you know, more people are just kind of batting an eye at Salesman. They're just like, you know, there's not really much of a point in doing this, and sure, that's fine if you feel like, you know, you're gonna just take the old Wild West challenge out here. If your opponent has the hand trap, they have the hand trap, sure, but I don't know. I think Salesman is actually kind of a good call. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.